Early spring mornings along the beautiful Maine coast are inspiring. These clear, still frigid waters have long been a source of work and food for natives. Tolif Olsen has worked in fisheries throughout the world. But now Tolif and his partner, Craig Tanner, begin their day near Portland. Fishermen turned farmers, they use a centuries-old technique to harvest a great regional delicacy, mussels. Unlike the more common bottom culture technique of harvesting, these mussels are grown on rafts anchored at Casco Bay.
The technique itself has been tried and proven over probably 700 or 800 years from the first time anybody caught mussel fat and raised it to maturity. But this is the first raft culture that's gone to a commercial production in the United States on the eastern seaboard.
Immature mussels, called seeds, are brought out to the rafts. The seeds are then suspended on ropes under the water, where they will mature.
A wild mussel can take as much as 7 to 9 years to mature on the bottom. By using the process that we use, we can bring them to maturity in under 18 months from the time we catch the seeds fat. A mussel such as this one, it was a beautiful 1-inch seed when we planted it back in May. It's grown, 1.25 inches approximately, and is no older than 18 months.
After the seeds are separated by size, they are ready to be placed on the ropes. Once submerged, this will be their home for the next 12 to 18 months.
This is the seeding machine. We put the seed in the top of the hopper and we feed the lines down into the water.
Okay, here we go. This is cotton material. It's biodegradable. This will degrade in about 6 to 8 weeks. Kind of like making a mussel sausage. 35 feet long, we're in 50 feet of water. We have 500 or roughly 4 miles of line hanging below these rafts in a 45 by 45 foot square.
By the time the cotton netting biodegrades, the mussels will have already anchored themselves in place by producing sticky threads called byssus.
They're not down on the bottom fighting for survival and eating a lot of debris just drifting back and forth in the water column. We have them up in the top of the water column in the optimal food area. You get a lot more meat weight and less shell weight. You also get a much more consistent meat. They tend to be very plump and very sweet, and you can count on them. There's not a lot of debris in them. You don't get the pearls that you would get in a wild mussel. Fresh out of the water like this, the cold, clean Atlantic Ocean, they're sweet as can be. And they're absolutely delicious. Salty and sweet.
Once a week, Tolif and Craig harvest the mussels by hand. This labor-intensive work will eventually be replaced by an automated system as the mussel raft farming industry continues to grow.
With the 3 rafts we have in now, in an optimal year, we could produce up to 300,000 pounds. The biologist we work with thinks that the coast of Maine could sustain several hundred rafts easily. What we would like to see is people take it in a soft fashion, such as we've done here. Small sites, a few rafts here, a few rafts there, and more or less in the less traveled areas.
After the mussels leave Casco Bay, they arrive in Tennant's Harbor, Maine, home of the great eastern mussel farms. 7 million pounds of mussels are processed and distributed throughout this plant each year. Sales manager Terry Callery calls them nature's original fast food.
The industry's grown exponentially. Years ago, most people wouldn't even try a mussel. Now, instead of having clams, people are now eating mussels.
As a raft-cultured method of harvesting grows, so will Terry's ability to process more of the premium-grade mussels this process creates.
At first, we've only gone to a select few main distributors with our raft mussels because the supply is relatively limited right now. We hope that we'll get up to maybe 100 rafts and that at least half of our production will come from rafts. There are some restaurants that will prefer them and others don't want to pay the price premium for them. Others say, we want the real premium mussel. We want the ones that are really fat with meat. We like them because they're a little bit better graded. We start with a graded mussel from seed. When we do the raft mussels, we don't grade them when we start with the bottom culture. So the end result is a better grade with the raft culture.
The raft culture harvesting method is increasing in popularity due to the demand for a better quality mussel. Though a little more expensive to produce, mussel lovers everywhere agree it's money well spent.